Everyone. Welcome to the percussion discussion, the Bronx Music Heritage Center's percussion discussion for the month of April. My name is Elena Martinez. I'm one of the artistic directors for the Bronx Music Heritage Center. And we're presenting to you today a really special tradition I'm really excited that we can present to you. For those of you who came to see our live shows before the pandemic, about a year and a half ago, we had a great program curated by Saliyu Suso, which was about the Basamung tradition from West Africa. Tonight, we're going to talk to some of the participants from that program to talk a little bit more about the traditions and the drum that is part of that tradition. So before we start, one of the reasons we're a little bit late today, we in observance of Ramadan and people coming off the fast, we came a little bit late. So Ramadan Mubarak, blessings for Ramadan, everyone. And to get the program started, we're going to start with just give out a shout out to our funders. The Bronx Music Heritage Center program is supported in part by the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts with the support of the New York State Legislature, public funds from the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council, the Lily Auchincloss Foundation, and the Laurie M. Tisch Illumination Fund. So tonight's program, to talk about a special water drum performed by women for special celebrations in parts of Africa, like the Gambia, Mali, Senegal. We have with us great artists who live right here in the Bronx. First, we have with us Saliyu Suso, who is a Bronx Music Heritage Center Advisory Board member. He is from the Gambia, from a family of Jalis. Jalis are musicians and historians. And he comes from a long line, generations and generations going back, of Jalis. And he began learning the kora, which is the instrument you see him holding here, when he was 8 years old, the kora instrument. He's performed all over the world, but as I mentioned, he makes his home right here in the Bronx. Performing with him tonight, you're going to also see, he's going to be joined by his wife, Sunkary Kamaso, who is also from the Gambia, from the village of Kerawan. She is also considered a griot or a jali, if you guys can talk a little bit about that later, as is Salieu. They're going to talk to us a little bit about the traditions, the instruments tonight, and they're going to be joined by some other members of their family and musicians, and they're going to introduce them later on. And to just say a few words also, I want to introduce the other artistic director who will be part of interviewing them tonight, Mr. Bobby Sanabria.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the place to be, the BMHC, the Bronx Music Heritage Center, and for our percussion discussion tonight. But before we go on, since we're talking about percussion, I want to give honor and praise to two of our ancestors who yesterday was the birthday of the greatest musician in the history of Afro-Cuban music, and Afro-Cuban jazz, the dance music portion of it and the jazz portion of it. And he's not Cuban, he happens to be Puerto Rican, born here in New York City in East Harlem. Yesterday was his birthday. Maestro Ernest Anthony Puente Jr., you know him as Tito Puente, the master percussionist, vibist, marimbist, pianist, saxophonist, clarinetist, composer, arranger, and band leader. He was born on April 20th, 1923. And tomorrow is the birthday of the father of modern conga drumming from La Habana, Cuba, from El Cerro district. He would have been 100 years old tomorrow. The great Cándido Camero, the father of modern conga drumming, the father of multiple percussion, one person playing various percussion instruments simultaneously, and one of the most incredible players in the history of the music, and probably the greatest player in terms of adapting the conga drum to the jazz context. So for our two ancestors, Maestro Puente left us June 1st, 2000. Maestro Candido left us last year. Much praise to them, as we always do in our culture that we inherited from Africa, like we inherited the great music that you're going to hear tonight. So before we start, Elena will introduce what's going to happen.
And well, just before I do that, thank you, Bobby. Please, anyone watching on Facebook, the Facebook page, if you have any questions for any of the participants tonight, put them in the Facebook comments section, and we'll make sure the artists you can ask artists questions. So please ask them your questions. We'd like to have people take part in the programming. And I think we're going to start off with Salieu, and some of his family members are going to start off with a short performance or song.
Thank you very much. Babis Nabra and Elena Martinez and Bronze Music Heritage Advisory Board and all the members, and happy birthday to the legendaries, and Ramadan Kareem to everyone. So Ramadan Mubarak. So tonight, like Elena and Bobby said, so it's going to be a traditional music night, and then we're going to be talking about more about the traditional of the instruments, but mainly we're going to talk about the water drum. The water drum, what we call it jidundung in Africa. Some people call it jikido, some people call it jitantang. They all the same thing. So before those jidundung come out, so I would like to introduce you the rest of the performance tonight. Jalikan Kaba Kanute is also part of the Jali religion, Jali tradition, just like myself. And she came out of the tradition of Jalia in the long line, and she performed, Gambia and different part of the world and New York. And then also Mariama Suso, which is my sister, also she's also came part of Jali tradition, the long line of Jali tradition, and we all come from that particular tradition. But this tradition we're going to talk about tonight about the women drumming, the Dindo or Jikido. But I'm going to start with a song, and then from there we're going to come to the discussion of the Jikido or Jikido. So I'm going to start with a song, a traditional song called Alifaya Mansalu Be Mankau. The king shall not be saying. So kora is a traditional instrument of West Africa. Jali traditional is a 21-string musical instrument made out of gourd or calabash or calabasa with a cow skin. This is a cow skin, a rosewood, and the strings are nylon, the fisamba. 21-string musical instrument. So we're going to open up with the song called Alifaya Yamansali Bemankan. The kings are different. The kings are not the same. And also there's some, poetic words that are, Yoruba Boita because, he's a very important person. When he, left, it's like all important people are scattered all over the Ave manga,
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 Mansalve Manga.
Nagibo, Denemba de Tonaleganya,
Nyajibo.
Manganya, Mansalu de
Manga, Manga. Alifaya ya Mansalve Manga.
Kamala,
Alifaya ya Mansalve Manga.
Okay, Mbatinga will explain here the Manding. Good evening, everybody. The song Jeli Saliu Suso and Jeli Kankabakanute were singing is what is about one of the greatest kings in West Africa. He was a fuller king, a very kind-hearted. When you hear they said Mansalube Mankang, that means the kings are not the same. You have kings, and you have kings. Some kings, they are there for the whole population. They are there for the people, the community, for everybody. Some kings, they are there for only themselves or their families. So when you hear in Africa, they say Mansalube Mankan, that means he was one of the best kings that ever existed. So when the time he passed, the griots or the jellies, that the line we came from, they sing a song that the big tree has fallen and all the bats has to find a way. Like all the bats have to go feed themselves. That means the human beings he used to serve now have to be by themselves. They have to, whatever they have now, they have to struggle and get it for themselves because the one that used to provide it for them is dead. When you hear Tonola Kanyajibo, that means it's only benefits that make you cry. The people that feed you, the hand that feed you, if somebody feed you and they die, you're not crying for that person, you're crying for the benefit. That's why they said Tonola Kanyajibo. Basically, the summary of the song is that Alfayaya was one of the best kings in Africa, in West Africa, who was there for the whole community. When he passed, everybody was like, okay, now if they were crying, but ironically, they were crying for the benefit, but not for him. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to introduce now Sunkary Kamaso. She was born in the Gambia village of Kerawan, which is located in the Central River region. She is what is known as a Afina, but in using a term that most people would be familiar with, she's considered a griot as well, like her husband Salieu. So we want to ask her right now a little bit about this fantastic instrument that she has right in front of her, this water drum, which is a fast. I had never seen a drum like this before until I saw her performing on it last year at the Bronx Music Heritage Center with Salieu. So Gary, tell us a little bit about the drum in and of itself. Uh, I know it has various names, like Saliu mentioned before. So could you mention those names to us again and tell us a little bit about the origin of the drum?
My goodness. Hani man dinga gan ko wala fofo ko bare yari bur. Oh my god, Salu.
Apa Mariana?
Huh?
Sungan, I'm from Banza explain you.
Man dinga wala fofo man dinga gan ko wala fofo ko yari bur.
Okay, do you mind me saying, because of her she's nervous, Sunkari don't like to talk in public. She can talk to
No
me,
problem.
but she can't
That's
talk
okay.
in public. All right. The name of the drum is called Jidu. It has lot of names. Jidundungo, Jitantango, Jikijo. That means the calabash in the water. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. That means the water calabash. It's like they put a big pan of like a big pan or a big bowl that has water, and then you put the calabash. The calabash is the thing, the same instrument that's connected to Saliu's kora. The back thing that you see at the back, that's the calabash. So it makes different sounds. When you put the strings on it, the sound is different from the when you put it in the water. So the jikijo is basically the calabash that's being used by old ladies or old females of African tradition. It is when we were young. If you hear the calabash, they don't just do it because of they want to do it for fun. There's basically a reason behind every performance on that thing, on that instrument.
Fantastic. So is it an instrument that is specifically only played by women, or can men play it as well?
No, men play it. There is a tribe in Africa called the Fula. The men perform with it, like they just put it on their chest and they start. Salieu used to do it. I don't know for now, but he used to do that too because he's very good in that. So it's not only for women. It's an African tradition that it is played on special occasions.
Fantastic. Now, from the little that I know it's two calabashes, right? Is there one inside the other, or is just one calabash?
When you cut it open, you just use one side and put that in the water.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Can we lift the calabash out of the bowl to see?
Sunkary, can you do that?
Okay, so it's just the one calabash in the water.
It's just one, yeah. You know, it's a full thing like a watermelon. So you cut it into half. You use one, and then when the other one breaks, you use the other one, but you don't put the whole thing in the water.
Now, can you find them here, or do you have to get these from Africa? Like you can't.
It's from Africa, as I know, but now things change. You never know. You might find it somewhere around.
Like, I mean, do you find it in any markets, like maybe in African markets in Harlem or something, or you have to?
Yes, you do.
Okay,
yeah,
you can buy them there.
Yeah, in African markets, yeah.
Okay, I just want to show a little bit of it. See what Sunkary have now. That's the big calabash. So if you want to make it, more sound.
Can you pick it? Yeah. You see what Sunkary have?
That's a big one. So, but I have a small one here. She can show you that too, and she can make a sound for you. Now you hear this different sound, right?
Yeah. One of the things I was curious about when you perform with this instrument, right?
Yeah.
Is it always you always use like a metal pan underneath, or did it originate with people playing it near like a river and immersing it in a river or a lake or something like that, or has it always been the calabash is inside a bowl?
It's always been in calabash, like this is a calabash, and you have another big calabash bigger than this. So you put water in that calabash, the bigger one, and you put this small size on top of that, like this one. Because those days we don't. There's no ball like this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the calabash, the importance of the calabash is one of that. Because those days we don't have a ball, so you use a big calabash and to put the water there, and to put medium calabash on top of the water.
Now,
as the time goes on, people getting balls, then they use the pan or they use the big balls. But it's originally with calabash to calabash.
Right. Now, would you play with 2 or 3 people play at the same time with different size calabashes, or is just usually just one person playing?
Two, 3 people can play the same calabash to make variation of sound.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes the women do that too, because sometimes when they're happy, and then especially when it comes to the what they call dimba tulung. So I think Mariam will explain that more on that. Mariam, can you tell them about Dimbatulung?
The Dimbatulung is basically called the basumung that we did the other time at the center. That's the basumung, like when your daughter is getting married or going to their husband. The special drum the mothers do for the daughter is called the Dimbatulung. And concerning the question you asked about the lake and the rivers, no, they never did that before. The only time you hear those things in old days is when somebody is communicating with the jinn. So with this one, no, you only have to play it either in a big bowl or in a big pan.
Right. Now, the playing of this calabash, I know it's played, or correct me if I'm wrong, it's played during the night before a wedding ceremony as well?
That is most of the time, that's what it is used for, but it's not only that. It's not only that. Sometimes the old ladies, they just play it to have fun. Sometimes the girls, like the girls in the village, you know, before there was no light. So when the moon comes to the full moon at night, the girls drum, they use the same thing. So it's not all, it's basically for that, but people use it for different things too.
So let me ask then. So and when women get together and just use it, then are they they're just by themselves usually? It's a way for like a woman to just like women to get together and play the drum and sing along songs to it.
Talking from experience, when I was, you know, when we were a teenager, when the moon gets to the full moon, all the girls in the village, we go to a place called the Bantaba. There is a big tree where they say the center of the village, or a junction or somewhere that is only for the girls. They get together, sing songs, and then dance to the moon, to the full moon, because we don't used to have lights. We only light candles. So after the full moon, everywhere is dark, everybody is inside. So they use it for that too. But basically, it's for the girls when a girl is going for marriage. That's basically what it is for. But we then after, you know, things change.
And that's the basamoon. The basamoon is
that's
when
the
a young woman
yes,
is going to get married. So who organizes that? Who, like, talk a little bit about the basamoon, like that tradition, like who organizes that? And is there certain family members who only take part in it, or can you talk a little bit about that?
No, the basamoon is for the bride's mom side, not the groom's mom.
Oh,
the bride's mom side, like Sunkary is my sister, or Kankaba is my sister. When my daughter is going for marriage, they're gonna organize it, not me. My sister's gonna organize it, and then, you know, they're gonna celebrate their daughter going to marry.
So
yes.
and I know some of the songs that are sung in it. It's supposed to be
You were
about...
so active the other day, so you can remember a lot.
So, and the songs that they sing are to tell the young bride like what to do in marriage, right? How to take care of her husband. But they're humorous, right? Some of them times are funny.
They are. I think Kankaba is good at that. She can sing one, then I will.
Okay, could you do that? Could you sing one and then tell us what it is?
Yes, Kankaba can go ahead. Yelmuso.
She might be muted.
Oh, she's muted. She's muted. Hold on.
She's muted. But Sunkary can sing too. Sunkary, no. I don't know whether she'll be able to because she's shy on the camera.
Okay. It's mute. Okay. Hello.
Okay. Yeah,
Kakaba is here. She's here. So Kakaba, they said to sing one of the Manyo Denkilo with the Jitantang.
Umayiri wa nyalama sita awa nyalama.
Sunkara mo daw.
Jidundu ko si.
Aha, Sunkar. I hope she's
not
muted.
Sunkar. Acha jidundu ko si. Umayiri wa nyalama sita awa nyalama.
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 Kela sigidumu nyalama lete awa nyalama.
Umayiri wa nyalama sita awa nyalama.
What explain it?
Okay, what that means is that When you say kumayiri wo nyala masita, that means it is time of your life that you have to ignore negativity. When you go to marry in a family that's not your family, now it's time for you to ignore unnecessary things. You can hear you are good, you can hear you bad, you can hear you mean, you can hear, but now it's time for you to grow up and ignore negativity. That means that means when you go to your husband's house, now it's time for you to ignore. That means nyalama mean ignore, act like you don't see it.
Do you want to sing us another verse? Maybe sing another one. We can get a little bit more of the some of the verses that would be sung.
Okay. Muso.
Na?
Ako idola ka.
Oh, nga dola woka. Manyo kaneke majabi serung kumala.
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 Kaneke majabi kaneke mapa majabi serung kumala.
Manyo kaneke majabi serung kumala.
Manyo kaneke majabi serung kumala.
Manyo kaneke majabi serung kumala.
Kaneke majabi kaneke mapa majabi serung kumala.
Manyo kaneke majabi serung kumala.
Wow, that was beautiful. Fantastic.
What she just said is that, bride, I'm talking to you. Never answer your husband the topic of last year. Like, you mad at your husband since last year. You never say anything about it until this year. Now you start talking about last year's issues instead of this year's issues. So never answer your husband the topic of last year.
I like this song a lot.
Yeah, it's very, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Oh man! Now, if we could find us, if you have a song to help to find parking in the Bronx, that'd be fantastic. I'm very curious. The region that you're from, are there other countries surrounding Gambia that use this tradition as well, or is it just strictly in Gambia?
Basically, West Africa have the same tradition with different languages.
Yeah, this traditional called Mandeng. Mandeng represented, part of West Africa. Gambia, Senegal, Mali, Guinea-Bissau,
Guinea, Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Would it extend to you said Ivory Coast, like Abidjan? Would it extend to Nigeria as well with the Yoruba people, or would
it's the same tradition, different language?
Some houses, but not all the. Some Yorubas too, they have the same.
Yeah, the Yoruba tradition is this: when their daughter is going to marry, they do this.
And they use
different language.
And they use the same water drum, the same.
No. They use a different drum, but it gives the same sound.
Yorubas, they use a talking drum, most likely.
They use a different one. Yeah.
I'm curious about the stick patterns that you're using. So when you sing, is there like a repetitive rhythm that goes on while the singing is going, or does the tapping only happen when the voice
no, when the singing is going on, it's a continuous thing.
I got you.
Do we want maybe Sunkary could play a little bit? It's hard with Zoom. It's hard with Zoom to have multiple people singing on multiple performing on multiple screens. But maybe Sunkary can just play a little bit so people can hear just the drum itself. Singing, just maybe the drum. Hear the drums, the rhythms.
Yeah.
Sunkary ni ngando itele yakele. fele left and not knowledge one day.
She says she wants to dance, but she can't dance. It's Ramadan.
Well, actually, I wish people. We'll have to put some video up from that event because you were all dancing at that event at that last one we had. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was
but you
amazing.
know, we are in Ramadan, so people restrict themselves from dancing.
Oh.
But she wants to dance.
It's hard. Fantastic. One question I had, Saliu, with this water drum,
Yeah.
does the kora can the kora play with it, or other instruments play with it as well?
No, traditionally, the water drum played by itself, but then there was a time when the the ladies doing wedding ceremony, because the water drum you cannot carry with you to go to mobile around.
Right.
So then the ladies will put the water drum at one place, and then when they start to move from the bride home to the groom home, so that time they need some sound,
right,
to follow the group. So that time they decided to have a kora player to follow them, and the kora player will carry kora and the play, and they will sing along with the kora music. Yeah, but then when they get where they want to set up, so they can they tried several maybe one song to play together with the kora and the jidondong, but usually it's not that's not the tradition.
Right. So the tradition is for it to play by itself or with other water drums.
Yeah, with other water drums. Yeah.
How many water drums would normally be at a celebration? Would there be multiple ones? Maybe a few of them, or is it normal to just have one at a basamum or another celebration?
I think is it usually one? Yeah, usually one, because they don't want to make it they don't want to make it separate groups. They always want to make it one group. So sometimes you see Sunkary will be playing here, and then maybe Kankaba will also play with Sunkary the same calabash.
Oh, okay.
Not separate.
So there would be two in the case that you just said. There would be two people playing on one calabash.
Yes.
So you have 4 sticks then.
Yeah, so that they can have a parallel rhythm.
Right.
So one will be playing like that, and one will be.
Can you show that? Can we show that? Can we show that or
Kulungu. Wala eka TSO Kenya menate malo. Eka olondi aka oparang ka sound dole di ko olong jide do ko sin.
But neo for example, bila para ngapun ko sama. Okay, what he was talking about, he said sometimes they do this and someone will imitate with the other other kind of the food items, like a small ball, and playing aside with it, or the empty gallon,
bidon wala poto.
yeah. But those are not the tradition. Those are just like
just to make the sound go. Just to make it.
well, people would be at the celebration would just do that along. They would do that along with the water drum.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
Just
but
joining in.
So to do like a parallel rhythm, so we can do that. We can do that now and see.
Oh, great.
Let me find a stick.
And so one other question, maybe Mariamna, you can talk about while he's looking for the other sticks. At the event you did for us about a year and a half ago, you guys showed the water drums. A lot of the women were singing, but then there you did have a male drummer and some other male musicians? Like, would that be normal too? There would be other musicians too at a celebration?
Yes. Sometimes it depends on the demand. Some people want the water drum together with the drums, the normal drums. But basically, some people I saw, they have two bowls with the water drum, and when you want it, like what Sally was saying, the palo thing. But if that's not a tradition, the tradition is only the water the water drum. That's the original tradition. So people like to modify it to make it more groovy and more, yes. That's why people do that.
So okay, so then now Sunkary and Salieu, you guys are going to show the polyrhythms.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the amount of water in it affect the sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It has to be filled up.
That's why she's adding more water. Look like the calabash is drinking the water.
I mean, how will that affect the sound? Will it make it like a drier, duller sound?
It make it nice. Yeah. When there's more water, it makes it nice. Now you see, now it's different.
So there's another way.
It has different sounds.
She poured water from the water, and now we're gonna do the two drum.
Yeah. So it's like talking then, yeah.
It's like a talking drum.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm looking at you guys playing, and it looks like well, in Puerto Rican, Afro-Puerto Rican culture, in the bomba tradition,
Right.
we have a little whiskey barrel that we strike with two sticks. We call the kwa.
Right.
So I'm looking at you playing. I go, you can obviously see the lineage from the diaspora into Puerto Rico. In Cuba, they call it guagua or cascara. In Haiti, kata. So,
that's interesting. I didn't think of that. The kwa, the kwa, you play with two sticks like that. That's interesting. I wonder the lineage of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so beautiful to see it there, to see the root of it and hear it.
I see. You see the women's when they use it. He said they symbolize everything. Because this thing, they make food out of this.
Right.
So it's like a spoon. They make food out of it. So and this also and this calabash also they make food inside.
Food inside, yeah.
So it's more like the significance of the food items.
I see.
Interesting.
Food items make people
happy,
and people make up people dance, listen to the music.
So the sticks used are always like cooking implements, cooking utensils. Then the sticks that are used for the drum.
That's what they usually women use it.
Interesting.
But now the people use it. They use some stick like this. This is normal stick for balafon.
Right.
They use that. But the traditional they use the food items.
Wow. And of course, food is a symbol of love.
That's right.
The home, yeah, and the home.
Yeah.
Do you think like it's hard sometimes bringing over and maintaining traditions someplace new if you don't have access, if you don't have access to the calabash or anything? I mean your instrument, Salieu, the kora, that's hard to find here in the United States, right? So all these instruments and these traditions, do you think is it hard to find younger people who are practicing these and learning the traditions, or do you find that a lot of girls in particular are making sure they keep the water drum tradition?
I think that's very hard right now because what happened. People usually don't follow the tradition stuff. Most likely now, if you go to the parties, people, listen to the what they call it backup music. That's like mostly people listen to it. So these are something that people we intend to forget about it, and which is it's not good.
It's not good at all.
One thing I want to add to that, I think if there are organizations that can hire somebody that can do the drum or somebody that can do the kora and offer free services to the kids to come and learn, I think that will help too, because now people go to work, so they don't want to go to work and pay to play kora. But maybe if an organization hired Salieu or hired Sunkary or hired Kankaba for the kids to be coming to have free classes, I think that will help the society and the community too. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, exposing the youth, especially to these.
Yeah. I think when you offer it for free, like after school classes, I think you're gonna have a lot of young kids, because I'm interested in knowing how to do it. But you want to go to work, you want to do other things. It's kind of hard.
One of the things we have to do when the Bronx Music Hall finally opens up, the big hall, we have to have a traditional wedding ceremony.
And you can
like
bring
the night before and then the next day.
It don't necessarily have to be African kids, maybe African, Spanish kids. They can come and rehearse. They will, they can have good idea about it. I think that will help. That will help a lot. It will help a lot.
Right. Well, the whole thing about making the connections, connecting the dots, showing the similarities that we have in the diaspora cultures from Africa and Puerto Rico, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Mexico, Brazil, etc. Like I was talking about before, this stick traditions that we have in each one of these places, and showing the connections to what you just
and if you go back to history, there is connection somewhere, because they do almost the same bidding. Like when I go to my job, like when we have these parties that we have Spanish people, when they dance, I dance, they think I know how to dance, but the dances are a little similar. So when they bring the samba, Africans know how to do the samba, so we all dance. So I'm sure there is a connection somewhere. There must be a connection somewhere.
Yeah. Well, Africa is the birthplace of civilization, so it all comes.
I know, right?
So, but more people need to know that.
Yeah, especially the young generation. It needs to know. I think they need to know that.
Do your children, like Salieu and all, do your children, do you think they'll use these traditions, like when they get married or something? Do they know them and they'll probably use them in ceremonies and events?
To Salieu?
Anyone, any of you, like, do you think, like, does your family use them? Do you still continue to use these drumming traditions?
The only thing I can do is dance, and I teach my kids that. That's the only thing I can do. I don't sing. I cannot sing, but Kankaba can sing, and her kids are good too. Like when we have these parties, one of her daughter is my favorite. She sings good. That's my mommy's namesake. One of her daughters named after my mom, so they're good. Aisha too, Sunkary's daughter, they're good. They can sing.
On that note, Mohammed want to sing one song.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man,
I know we said she was going to sing. That's great. Or your kids were going to sing.
We're blessed tonight. Yeah.
Good. Aisha Datiji.
Aisha Belen.
Aisha Katako. Mohammed bi webe kan fala na kan tabe Aisha da manne foka.
Iyo kadi.
Tabe Aisha ni Mariama le foka. Ayo.
Akala ba si so de ko ko nan kala.
can't hear Mohammed.
We can't see him.
He has to come over to the screen.
There we go. There we go.
Take one more step over, and you will be able to see him.
Ada kan dia?
Ya taken there. Ya taken there. Ya taken there.
Yeah, now it's
Yeah, it's there.
That's the crowd. Ada
Ya
kan?
taken there.
Ada
Ya
kan?
taken there.
Ada
Ya
kan?
taken there.
Ada kan dia?
Taken there.
Ada kan dia? Ada kan?
Yeah,
Ya
they
taken
can
there.
there.
Ada kan?
Ya
Yeah, they
taken
can
there.
there.
Ada kan?
Ya taken there.
Ada kan?
Yeah, they can there.
Ada kan dia? Ada kan?
Yeah, they can there.
Ada kan dia? Ada kan dia? Ada
Ya
kan?
taken there.
Ada
Ya
kan?
taken there.
Ada
Ya
kan?
taken there. Wow.
Man, beautiful,
Wow.
beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
Beautiful. Good
beautiful.
job. Good
Can you tell
job.
us what he was singing? Can you tell us what he was singing about?
What he was singing is about praying for the people. Like you live long life and happiness. Live a long life with health, with good health. Long life, good health. Long life, good health. He's wishing everybody, the uncles, the aunties, the viewers,
Yeah.
everybody, long life and good health.
Oh, great.
Wow, I could go
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, he prayed for everybody.
Thank you, Mohammed.
You
Salieu,
know, you know what was beautiful about the song there too is like you could hear what we call in Cuban music, Puerto Rican and Dominican music, la clave. Pam, 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 dun, dun, dun,
Yes.
dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
You know, beautiful. So clear. It's you know.
Hello. No.
Say it again. Hello. Uh-huh.
hello.
Good now.
So, Salieu, was your daughter was going to sing too, right? Was she going to sing a song?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you wanna sing.
I said, go ahead. You can do it. You can do it. Go ahead. Listen. Anyway.
Surua.
Listen.
Surua.
You could I some style.
Surua. Surua. Ah.
Wow. I said dance.
Eh. Andong Ali Ben don dilan.
I know it is. You all will be in.
Surua.
Why? Why? Hey, lokoy.
Surua.
Why?
No, mo fela kandita jande.
Thank you, Aisha. Aisha, that your name. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So,
Andu lafta sawun na letende.
so I just,
And
you know,
Kamaso is saying that she wants to dance, but she can't.
we'll do this. We'll do this event live. We'll do another live event like that again when,
Yeah,
when we
live
can, and we'll get
event
everyone
would be-
dancing together again.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be good.
So I just want to let everyone know. So you guys didn't know this actually, but while we're happening, we had major technical problems with Facebook, but this event has been recorded and we're going to put it on Facebook afterwards. So we don't have any live audience right now because of all the technical issues, but it's recorded and it will go up on Facebook. So you'll be able to see it on Facebook when we're done. Jorge will place this on the Facebook page. So
On whose page?
it'll be on our Bronx Music Heritage Center page.
Okay, okay.
And I'll make sure
Good.
Salieu has the information for that.
Okay.
And
okay.
so therefore we don't have any questions from the audience. So Bob, to wrap up, do you have any last questions for Mariamna, Kankaba, Salieu, Sunkary, anyone?
I'm curious, has anybody utilized this water drum in a modern context, like recording with a band or putting a microphone on it with electronic effects or anything like that? Has anybody done that yet?
No.
Ni tatu electronic ninjio buka nyoma.
So Salieu, I got some ideas. We'll talk.
Okay.
But it's so beautiful to see like the connections. I mean, it's so clear, it's so obvious, the connections that the music that we do in Puerto Rico, Cuba, etc., has with Africa. It's like it's undeniable, you know. So
It's all same culture, you know.
The same culture.
yeah. I remember one time the famous salsa musician Johnny Pacheco with the Fania All-Stars, this salsa group made up the greatest Latin musicians in New York City.
Yeah.
They went to Zaire to do a concert in Africa and in the Congo. So they asked them, what do you think? What do you think the people in Zaire? Do you think they'll enjoy salsa? Do you think And he goes, of course, our music is their music. Our music is their music, of course.
You remember the Africano?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Did you work with him? Did you?
Africano. I never worked with him, but you know, I love the style. So even Africa, sometimes the people don't realize they are African. They think they are you know.
Yeah, and Labasose too. Labasose was very good with this Cuban thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just so undeniable. It's. I remember I had a long talk with my son about that one time, and he goes to me, so Pa, what does that mean? Does that mean we're African? And I go, yes, sir, yes, indeed, son, because we have the rhythmic DNA, you know. So we have the culture inside of us. It doesn't matter the color. What matters is the
That's
culture.
true. The culture is the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So even with the food, forget it. It's like you know that
the food.
Yeah.
It's so similar.
Maybe we this gives me an idea. We have to do maybe when the theater opens, we have to have a celebration of maybe we could, I'll come up with a name for it, but a celebration of all of the children of Africa, you know, Cuba, Puerto Rico. We start off with Salieu, maybe some group representing Yoruba culture, etc., and Congo
that would be
culture,
awesome.
Congo culture, and then we move to the different islands in Brazil and everything. It could be like a 3-day celebration.
A festival, yeah.
Oh, that would be good. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, and it would help to bring all of us together in New York City, especially in the Bronx, where all of these cultures exist.
Yeah.
But we're kind of, unfortunately, as you know, sometimes very tribal. You know, we stay amongst ourselves instead of being one nation. You know. So.
Exactly.
That's true.
But you know, as a music, you know, concern, bring us all of us as one nation
together.
Yes.
Music have no boundaries.
Right.
It's all over the place. Yep.
Right.
Well, we look forward to having music like this live at the Bronx Music Hall when we open the space and soon. So
when are you guys opening?
Well, if maybe at the end of this year, if if we're allowed to get back together indoors, but we have an
Okay.
outdoor space too. So we'll be doing some stuff outdoors. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we can figure out
Okay.
something outdoors too.
Last week
Okay.
we did was it last week, Elena, or the 2 weeks ago? We did
No, week and a half ago, yeah.
a week and a half ago. We did because the indoor space is going to be 250 seats when it's completed. The outdoor amphitheater is 100 seats, and we did something in the outdoor amphitheater a week and a half ago with the Garifuna community. We did an
Oh.
outdoor thing. So,
That's
and then I
good.
can send you the link so you could see that.
Okay, that's
So maybe we
good.
could do this outdoors. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The weather's getting warmer, obviously.
Well,
Yeah.
we want to thank the entire Saliyu Suso household, Sunkary, Salieu, your children for taking part, and the rest of your extended family, Mariamni, Ma, and Kankaba. Thank you so much for taking
You're
part and
welcome.
helping us today. I'm so
Alright.
glad to hear more about this tradition, and I'm so glad we were able to go delve into it a little bit more tonight. And we will have it on. We'll put it on our Facebook page really soon, so you'll be able to go see it, and people will be able to go see it, and hopefully we'll try to get people interacting about questions on Facebook. So if you go back, maybe you'll see people commenting about the show on the Facebook page. And
Okay.
but thank you so much. This was incredible.
You're welcome.
And thank you
And-
very much. Thank you, everybody. Good evening.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
And we'll see you soon.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.